everyone, my name is Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and this is my latest book haul. So if you can tell, I am in a different environment, a completely different setup, different everything. So bear with me, this is going to be work in progress. I'm not sure what's gonna be happening, and you're seeing also a lot more of me than you normally do. So I wanted to share my latest book haul because the pile is getting pretty big and I need to kind of move on from it. The majority of these were sent by publishers, so I will make sure to mention the publisher as I go. As you can see, some of them still have their slips in them, and some of them are also some of my most anticipated releases. So let me just, it's kind of hard to balance all these books, but let me just start with the first one, which is the top one, and I think my most recent book mail is a copy of Pizazz, which is this middle grade graphic novel. I'm very excited about this. When the publisher reached out to me, I basically was like, yes, of course, because I love middle grade graphic novels and I don't read enough of them. I feel like I found so much comfort reads in middle grade, but also middle grade graphic novels, like that perfect Venn diagram of books that I really love. This comes out June 1st. So at the time of filming this, it's in May. I know you won't see this for months and months and months, but it is May. I'm really excited for it because it's also a middle grade superhero graphic novel. So all the excitement for this one. The next one is an Arc adoption that I got from Emma. Emma blogs at Misprint. Emma has a Arc adoption program where if you're a book reviewer or a book blogger, you can request to be able to be sent for the cost of shipping an Arc, and then you just have to agree to review it by a certain time period. So I was able to snag from that Rise to the Sun by Leah Johnson. I loved You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson so much. I was so excited to see Rise to the Sun on Emma's Arc adoption program. I will link it below because I just loved it so much. I think the program is so great. I've done it sometimes when I have spare arcs, and I just love the idea of being able to kind of pass on your arcs to book reviewers who would really like to use them. The next one is a copy of Blackout. My friend Mike from Twitter asked if I wanted a spare arc of Blackout, and I wasn't approved for it. So I was like, yes, please. It is an anthology of love stories by Black authors. I'm so excited for it. I love all of these authors so much. Actually, Nicola Yoon is the only author from here I haven't read, but otherwise I've read Danielle Clayton, Tiffany Jackson, Nick Stone, Angie Thomas, Ashley Woodfolk. All of them are in my top kind of authors that I really love. So I am so excited for Blackout. I hate always saying I'm so excited throughout the course of a book haul, but I mean I am. So the next one is Hani and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating. I am actually wearing a makeup look inspired by this book. I know that I'm very, very far away, so maybe you can't see my makeup, but you will see it in an Instagram post. And as I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this setup. I kind of like being a little bit closer to you, but it's nice that you can see this kind of behemoth pile as well. So please let me know down below if you like a farther away setup or if you want it to be closer or what the deal is. I know that it's like really hard to show you books and everything like that. So I've actually already read this and I can tell you that I love it. The fake dating kind of rivals to lovers is kind of all of my favorite tropes mashed up into one. I really love the Henna Wars, and so I knew that I had to read Adiba's second book, and so I just loved this book with my entire heart. It is just so much a celebration of queer joy and self-acceptance, looking at the deeper layers of people that we think that we know, but then realize that we actually don't know at all. And so I just loved it so much. It is so precious, and I'm so excited for it to be out in the world now. I just wanted to mention that Page Street was so kind to send me this arc. I work with Page Street all the time. I've done cover reveals, and I'm so excited for Page Street's upcoming lineup. The next one is one of my most anticipated releases of 2021 period, and it is How We Fall Apart. This is Katie's YA debut. Bloomsbury was so kind to send me a copy because I've been getting migraines recently when I've been reading my screen reader for too long. And it has just been so awful. The migraine will continue the entire day, sometimes even the next day. I don't know really how to fix that, but I've been really lucky that some publishers were willing to send me physical galleys or physical arcs so that basically I didn't have to spend the next day in like a dark kind of under my cover situation. But this is dark academia YA thriller, and I am just beyond excited for this book. It comes out in August, and I am also on the street team for it. So it's just all a love. I loved Katie's middle grade ones so much. I will link them below if you haven't read them. But I'm so excited for Katie to enter the YA sphere. Next one is a galley from Tortine. This is Forestborn. I am really excited for this one. I've known about it for a while, but I haven't read it yet. I got an e-galley first, and then I was able to email Tor and was like, hey, is it possible to get a physical one? Because I've been having these really bad migraines, and so they said yes, and so I'm really excited for Forestborn. Having it in physical form will just be so helpful for me. It looks really great, and I knew that the tagline would kind of captivate me. So it says, embrace your magic, brave the forest, save the prince. So I'm just really excited to kind of delve back into YA fantasy. I've been reading a lot of YA contemporary recently, which is of course kind of a super sweet happy spot for me. But I'm really excited to go into or dive into this YA fantasy. The next one I'm actually going to start like right now after filming this. It is A Chorus Rises by Bethany Morrow. Tortine was so kind to send me this one as well, and I just loved it. I did a mermaid look for the Arc of A Song Below Water for Tortine, where I had like scales on my face. That was so fun, and I'm just so excited to read A Chorus Rises. It's a sequel to A Song Below Water, so I'm just really excited to start it. And Bethany Morrow has been one of these authors after A Song Below Water where I'm just so committed to continuing to read Bethany's books and even continuing to go back to some of Bethany's older books like Mem. I just cannot wait to begin this basically after I film this, so gotta keep going so I can start this now. The next one is Made in Korea. Simon Teen was so kind to send me an arc of this one. I've read this one and it's already out May 18. I've read this one and it was just so charming. Valerie, the main character, just totally got me. She was one of those ambitious, driven, business-oriented teens, and I don't know if I could have been as business-oriented as Valerie, but I definitely identified so much with this fierce ambition and this drive, and I really loved how Valerie's character kind of looks at the downside of that too, because I think that we can think of ambition and drive as very positive qualities, and I think for the most part they are. But they also have a downside, which you'll find out in Made in Korea. And I really appreciated seeing that in this dual perspective book. It was just so charming. It was one of those reads where I just felt so good after finishing it as well. And I'm just so happy that I got to read this one. The next one is The Ones Are Meant to Find. I can't stop talking about this, so I feel like you probably already know how much I love this book. I mentioned it in a recent wrap-up, and as you can see, there are 2 editions. So a PR company that I work with often was so kind to send me this copy of The Ones Are Meant to Find. It has a lot of beautiful things like these beautiful kind of tealish end papers. Also, it was recently a New York Times bestseller, so just love this for me. It is this sci-fi dystopia suspense book. That's kind of the best way I can use to describe it, but it also talks about sisters and technology and ethics. So all in all, it was just such a fantastic read. I think I'm at about 40%. I couldn't stop reading this book. I'm so happy to have this one. I've loved supporting Joan's career the entire time with Descendant of the Crane and also The Ones Are Meant to Find, and I just cannot wait for more books from Joan. The next one is a pre-order that I had, and it's Counting Down with You. I read this one as well, and I loved it. It talks about anxiety, and it also talks about how difficult it is to separate your personal ambition with your family's ambition and how important it is to be able to speak up for yourself. So it was this book about romance and self-acceptance and anxiety and mental health and all of these different things wrapped up into one. It was so multi-layered. I just love this debut so much, and I have to just encourage everyone to read it because I remember some scenes that just like got to the core of my heart, and also some scenes that made me laugh. It is just one of those books that has such a great balance of emotional highs and lows. The next one is Tokyo Ever After. Flatiron was really kind to send me this one because I collaborated on an Instagram giveaway where I got to do this kind of doodly drawing. I will link the Instagram photo below because I haven't been doing as much kind of doodle edit kind of stuff for my Instagram that I used to do a lot more of, so it was kind of great to bring it back to that. What can I say about Tokyo Ever After? It was almost like wish fulfillment. It was kind of Princess Diaries meets, yeah, Princess Diaries meets Lost Princess vibes, essentially. What really got me was how much Izumi struggles with self-erasure growing up in a mostly white community. Like, that was just my childhood to a T, essentially, and how she looks for her name on keychains, right? That scene alone just hurt my heart so much in how much that resonated with me. How much I was like, oh, everyone's name is on keychains. And Lily also isn't a very uncommon name in comparison to a lot of other names. But I was kind of like, I really always looking for keychains with my name on it. And so this book just like got to me, the parent relationships and this feeling of not belonging, and also, yeah, wondering about your own identity growing up in a mostly white dominated space. All of that just really appealed to me, and it was so utterly precious, and I love it so much. The next one is actually what I got on release day, and so this is the Barnes & Noble's edition of The Ones We're Meant to Find, and all I can do is show you that A, it has this kind of shimmery dust jacket, which I don't know if you can really tell from so far away, but it has pink end pages, which I think is gorgeous, and it also has this kind of wave foil design on the hardcover. It's also a different color than, I had to check that, a different color than the normal edition. The normal edition is that kind of dirty teal, and this one is a kind of cream white color. I don't know what else to say about The Ones We're Meant to Find, except I really love it. Oh wait, there is an annotated chapter, which I haven't read yet, and it's at the end. It's an annotated chapter from Joan, and I haven't read it yet, but it is so fun to look at annotations. It's one of my most favorite kind of bonus material, these annotated chapters from authors, and so I can't wait to read that. The next one, as you can see, I have a bookmark in it because I think I have like 50 pages left from Cool for the Summer, which was sent to me by Wednesday Books. I have been looking forward to Dahlia's book for a really long time. I wasn't able to get to the Arc, but I have now this finished copy. They also sent it with some stickers, which were super, super cute. But I'm really excited for it because, as I said, I'm like this much through, super close to finishing it. But it's just this book about summer and all of the changes that can happen in a summer. I'm not gonna lie, it almost had like a Grease-esque vibe, which, okay, I haven't seen Grease in so long, so please don't quote me on that one. It has this kind of feeling about summer changes and the amount of changes that can happen in the summer to you and inspiring you, and also love and kind of questioning representation. So all of it is just so tender and emotional so far, and I can't wait to finish this one also after filming. I just wanted to mention, because I mentioned the Blade of Secrets stuff that came with the package, and I just wanted to show these really cute stickers for Cool for the Summer. They were part of the pre-order campaign, and so I'm so excited that the publisher sent them because they are just so cute, and like that crab one. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that as well. The next one is an Arc of Bloodlike Magic. I just finished this yesterday, and I have so many thoughts about it. I haven't written the review, so I don't know really how to form my thoughts about it yet. It is so much longer than I thought it was, and it's also set in the future. It has this kind of sci-fi feel to it, which I didn't expect, and maybe that's my bad for not reading the summary, but it's set in 2049. And it's one of those unique worlds which has sci-fi and a blood magic, or also just magic in general. So I loved that aspect so much. It has so many different issues that it talks about that I really loved. It has family and choices, and how do you know you're making the right choice, and that fear about making the right choice. That's a super central conflict in this book. But another one it talks about is it also delves into like science fiction and trans identities, which is not the main character's identity, it's a side character. But it also talks about what are you willing to do for family and for love, and also it has interesting kind of world building seeds about sci-fi and ethics and technology and equality in the future. So it was just so fantastic. I'm still kind of reeling from finishing it and not knowing how to properly convey the amount of topics that Bloodlike Magic delves into really well, for my opinion. So I gotta write this review like tomorrow and figure out a way to coherently tell you all of that, essentially. And oh, this is so close to falling. The last one is Blade of Secrets, Fierce Reads was so kind to send me that. And Fierce Reads also sent it with this gorgeous art print and a candle, which was this kind of amber scent, which, by the way, is my favorite scent of all time. Blade of Secrets is a book that talks about magical blacksmithing. That's all I really know about it because I haven't read it yet, but that alone is enough to get my attention. And so if you don't know about this recently released also in May. And if you don't know about this but also want to read it, definitely give that a shot. Or the most famous book by this author I can think of is also by Macmillan, which is Daughter of the Pirate King, which I have not read, even though I own a copy of. They are both very gorgeous. I love pirates and nautical adventures, so maybe that's coming up in the future for me in 2021. But I'm really excited to dive into Blade of Secrets soon. I don't know when I'll be able to. My life is just kind of going in a lot of different directions at the moment. But I'm really excited for this one, and I will have to burn this candle while I read this book. It is going to be a sensory experience. That brings me to the end of this gigantic book haul pile. It is extremely precarious. As soon as I get up off this bed to pause this filming, it is going to fall over because that's what happened when I started filming this video. I hope you enjoyed this book haul video. As I said, please bear with me with all these changes in settings and lightings and setups and how I told you and how much of me you're going to see. I was contemplating taking a hiatus during this time, but I have not. And so we will see if that continues to be so. Thank you to all the publishers who sent me these amazing books. I cannot wait to dive into the ones that I haven't read, and I would highly recommend reading the ones that I did like mini reviews for here. I will leave the links to all the books and everything I mentioned, Instagram posts, other books, everything like that down below, and I hope you have a really great day, and I will see you in the next video / book haul.